Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Eker, and today in this video we're going to be talking about some of these shotguns in Destiny 2. Now I'm going to be ranking these shotguns over the span of how easy they are to obtain, how easy they are to kill, and all of that good stuff. Now I'm not necessarily going to be ranking guns towards PvE. I will put them on the list towards PvE, but I won't necessarily be saying that they are S tier for PvP, if that makes sense. So other than that, obviously the new crota shotgun is not going to be on this list, I believe, when making this video. If I had a chance to go ahead and grab it, I definitely will throw it on there. But obviously that new shotgun is definitely one of my favorite. If you can't tell already, I have it on the back of my character. And if we go ahead and inspect this thing, I got lucky with one of a decent roll right off the bat. With obviously small bore not being one of my best options, but accurized rounds, threat detector, and opening shot all give me kind of that role as if I had a matador, but in my primary slot. But obviously this shotgun is a lightweight frame, so it's not necessarily matador in essence. So we're going to be talking about all of the shotguns. We're going to be talking about how good they are, how bad they are, how easy they are to obtain, and obviously this is just my personal list. So if you guys have any options or any personal ideas, definitely let me know down in the comment sections down below. This is kind of just what I use, what I like to use, as well as just trying to help you guys out if you guys are new to the game or if you guys are looking for stuff. So let's go ahead and switch over and just kind of talk about everything. So obviously we are looking at the Destiny thing right here, and we are going to be showing off some of these shotguns that you guys can see. We're going to go ahead and kick it off with obviously S being the best, D being the worst. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just get it out of the way and just throw that one right on there. I don't even know what that shotgun's called. It's because of the fact that it's just so horrible in my opinion. Mindbenders, we'll go ahead and kick it off with Mindbenders. Obviously is a decent one. If you had the year one version, it was definitely a lot better with the rolls that you could obtain. So we'll go ahead and just kick that into the C one. I can't really try to back it up as best as I can, but obviously it's going to be a C tier for me. We'll go ahead and kick it off with something that I very much like in the S tier. That's going to be Found Verdict Time Loss. Now, obviously, it is a little bit of a hard gun to obtain, but I do enjoy the time loss version of the Found Verdict, if that makes sense, or just a normal version of Found Verdict, really. Even with all these new changes coming, Found Verdict is still one of my favorite guns to use for a shotgun class. And it's not terribly hard in order to get. VOG's obviously down to 1600 light, and if you do Masters, it's not too hard to find a team. You just have to find somebody who essentially knows what they're doing and can at least get you through all the encounters fairly easy. Now to kick this off, we're going to be talking about obviously something that's not as popular anymore, and we're going to be talking about the Lord of Wolves. I have not seen a whole lot of this in Destiny 2, obviously with this Season of the Witch update that's came out. So we're kind of going to kick it down to a B tier. Now, if this was a couple seasons ago, definitely Lord of Wolves would be on the top. I personally just think that Lord of Wolves is a B tier weapon, and you kind of burn through special ammo insanely fast with it. And if you can't hit your shots or if you're not at a decent range, it's not that good. We're going to go ahead and see what else we can find on here. Obviously, some of these shotguns I won't talk about because I just generally don't even know what they are. So Duality, in my instance, is a okay gun. It's definitely a gun that you have to land headshots or as close as you can to hit headshots. It's kind of like a Shappy gun in my opinion. So we're going ahead and kick that into B tier as well. Obviously with the Catalyst, I believe it gives you Outlaw or something. I never really used Duality. I tried it for a couple of videos and it just did not go my way. So I'm definitely going to have to kick Duality into a B tier class. Now moving on to something that is kind of popular right now and is going to be Astral Horizon. Obviously, with a whole bunch of changes that have happened, we're gonna kick this kind of we'll say it's A tier. You can definitely hit some shots with it, and you can definitely get decently good rolls, even from just playing trials, getting engrams, and going and focusing them. So it's not necessarily a hard gun to get, and it's not necessarily one of the best guns to have. Let's see what else we can find here. So obviously the Ron shotgun, the Ruda Nightmares, I can't pronounce it very well, but this is going to be a S tier weapon for me, just due to the fact that it has a stasis shot as well as a solar shot. And the amount of collats I've seen with this gun and plays with this gun, if you guys have this shotgun and you want to use that exotic spot for a primary, definitely do that, especially with the new meta that's out with the ambient auto rifle and running a shotgun or running a sniper or even running a fusion now I'm seeing a lot of, unfortunately. This shotgun is definitely one of the shotguns that I want to add to my list that I have not yet obtained. So kicking it off with another good shotgun, I would say, is going to be the Ragnhild. Now, a lot of people are going to question me on why this is S tier, but if you listen to me carefully, if you go ahead and obtain this gun and you were able to craft the Ragnhild, you can put a perk on it called Elemental Capacitor, I believe, and it is going to help when you, no matter what subclass you use. If I can, I'll put the perks up on screen, but if not, I know Arc helps with stability, I believe, or I might have it mixed with something else. But Arc, Solar, Strand, and Stasis, and I know there's another subclass I just missed right there, but all of those actually add something to the shotgun, whether it's stability, range, handling, reload speed, or any of those, and it definitely helps to run those on specific guns, and I believe the Ragnhild is one of the runs to run on. Now, obviously, I cannot pronounce this one right. I call it the Fracanist. But this one's definitely a B tier shotgun for me. It hasn't been too bad of a shotgun that I've been seeing around, especially since it's a slug, and it is a stasis kind of build shotgun. So it's pretty good in my opinion. I don't mind it at all. But kicking on with the next shotgun is definitely going to be what you see my mouse hovering over. If you don't see it, obviously I've just cropped this part out, and it's going to be Matador. I think Matador is definitely a very good shotgun to use. Obviously Matador is obtained in GOA, and the best way to get it is farming ogre. So I definitely think it's an S tier shotgun. As long as you can hit your shots with it and you land all your pellets on there, it's definitely going to be S tier. Now obviously let's just get some of these guns out of the way that people don't even know what the name is, or they're super old. Like, I don't even know what some of these are. We're going to make this S list insanely long here in a second. Let's see, what else do we got in here? Obviously, the Iron Banner shotgun's doo-doo. Let's just get all of these doo-doo shotguns out of the way. I don't see anybody using the old Trials shotgun, so we're just not even going to say anything about that. So we kind of kicked down to a little bit of the last list, and we're going to go ahead and talk about Wristwalker. Wristwalker's obviously a lightweight frame. It's not the best in my opinion, but it's definitely like a C kind of build. Shotgun's got nerve, especially lightweights, so I wouldn't recommend really running that currently. Tractor Cannon's not bad. We'll just throw it in the C list just to get that out of the way. But Shappy, let's talk about Shappy. So Shappy is obviously a slug, or a pinpoint slug, I believe. And it's going to be a headshot shotgun that you want to land headshots on. If you are that kind of guy that can hit your shots and land them a lot of the time, Shappy is definitely going to be a S tier for you. If you can't, obviously it's going to be a D tier. If you're kind of iffy with it, it'll be right in the middle. That's just kind of personal preference. I don't really like Shappy in my opinion. I think you're kind of a either you're just a different player in my instincts. If I'm seeing you use Shappy, as long as you're landing your shots. I believe this one is the 7th Seraph, and I'm gonna have to kick that into the A tier. It's definitely very good, depending on what roles you have. And it's kind of harder to get, and I think the only way you can grab that right now is, let me pull up my Postmaster and actually go to destinations. That is going to be in the, I forget what it's called, Dares of Eternity, that's right. So Dares of Eternity is pretty much one of the easiest ways to get that shotgun, at least to farm it. You just have to check like GG every week and see if it is in the pool. But other than that, let's go ahead and talk about Wastelander. So Wastelander is definitely an A tier shotgun for me. If that's a shotgun, just like kind of like Shappy, if you can land your shots and land your pellets on there, it's definitely a very, very good shotgun. But let's go ahead and kick it off with the Imperial Decree. Now, the Imperial Decree, in my opinion, used to be really good last season, as well as the season before. But I think they've done something with shotguns, like I said, to where they have not made them as good as they used to. So I'm definitely going to hit Imperial in the A list because, in my opinion, it is insanely good, and I do like it. But obviously, with the new update and stuff, I'm loving the new Crota shotgun, and I definitely would put that in the S tier if I could. Kind of just if you are, let's say, starting the game over again and you're kind of looking for a shotgun you can obtain really good, as well as really fast, and just grab something to go ahead and go into 6s or 3s or even trials if you wish. Fellwinter's Lie is definitely going to be one of the best shotguns to grab. Now, obviously, looking at it, the roll is going to be okay. You can go ahead and obtain that in the tower, and I will go ahead and show you that actually right now how to get it. So if you were to make your way over to the tower, obviously you can go ahead and head straight down here. And we'll go ahead and go to the kind of vault area. You're going to see this little exotic archive. If you go ahead and interact with it, you can obviously pull legacy gear out. Now, the Fellwincers obviously is going to be a decent shotgun to use. Obviously, with having slight shot, opening shot right off of rip with accurate rounds and full choke with a range masterwork. But looking at the range is obviously kind of so it's not a bad shotgun if you guys don't have any good shotguns to use for PvP. But I would definitely recommend obviously getting like a Found Verdict or an Imperial or Matador, Dragonhild or something of the sorts. But Felwinter's is definitely not too bad of a shotgun to run. But kicking it back off on this list, there's really not a whole lot left to talk about. I mean, the new shotgun that came out with Nemesis, I think is like a B tier. It's okay. The other shotgun that came out, I don't even remember the name, dude. That was a couple seasons ago. But we'll go ahead and put that in C tier. Let me actually see what that name was on that shotgun. It would have been the Reckless Endangerment. So that one's an okay roll. Looking at it, obviously you guys can't see it, but you get either Snapshot or Swashbuckler, Perpetual Motion, or Steady Hands with a Handling Masterwork if you were to go grab that. And we can actually swap over it and just show you guys what it would look like. It's going to look like something like this for the Reckless Endangerment. It's an okay shotgun. Definitely not something I would pick to run, obviously. That's why it's kind of down in the C tier, but obviously you can get it for free if you just put a little bit of a glimmer and stuff into it. Now this one is super old as well, but I'm going to go ahead and pop it into B tier because I'm kind of seeing it come out more since you can craft it. Now a lot of these shotguns, if you can craft, they can be very good depending on what you can get, and obviously if you can just keep doing like raids or encounters over again to the point where you can get better rolls of guns, like the Found Verdict Time Lost, obviously it's going to make it a lot easier, especially with Matador GOA farming it constantly. But that's pretty much it. I mean, Fourth Horseman's okay. I mean, that's like a C tier to me. Legend of Accurus is really, really good for crota. So we'll go ahead and just pop that into C tier as well. I mean, these shotguns are okay, but a lot of them are very good for if you were to play PvE with them, and this is obviously more of a PvP build. So obviously Found Verdict, the Ron Encounter, Shotgun, Dragonhild, Matador, Shappy, Felwinters are definitely going to be my S tier weapons. A tier is obviously going to be the Trial Shotgun, the Seventh Seraph, the Wastelander, and the Imperial Decree. And then from B down to D is kind of your guys' personal preference. There's a lot of updates coming out, and there's a lot of stuff changing with shotguns. So definitely let me know down in the comment sections down below if you guys do have different builds that you guys want to see, or if there's different builds that you guys prefer. But this is kind of just my list. If you guys did enjoy the video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to leave a like down below. If you guys want more weapon builds like this, definitely let me know as well, as I can push these out as fast as you guys want, especially with armor builds and all that good stuff. So I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. I hope you guys did have a fantastic day. Peace.